What's up everyone, Jared here. So this is the LG G5. It's a pretty neat phone, and LG got me all excited with its modularity, but I've got a few things to say about that in a minute. So first let's talk about the design. Now apparently LG went with an all-metal build this year, but I had a real hard time believing it's truly metal because it feels a lot like plastic. And guess what? Jerry Rig Everything, whose channel and video I'll link in the description below, carved away at the backing, and turns out it's just thin aluminum housing covered in plastic. So unfortunately, build quality isn't really on point here with the LG G5. And to address something I mentioned in my hands-on video, at the top and on the sides near the bottom, there's what I thought looked like flaking metallic paint, but what I found out is in fact antenna bands, so a lot of you were correct in thinking that. Anyways, I have to say it's comfortable as hell to hold, it really is, and it's got curves in all the right places. Now, something some folks will be happy to see is the continued existence of the IR blaster at the top, though some folks might not be too pleased with the relocation of the headphones port from the bottom to the top. On the bottom, however, we've got yet another phone with a bottom-facing speaker, and while it's super easy to cover up while holding in landscape, it does sound pretty darn good and can get really loud. I'm actually pretty impressed for a mono speaker located on the bottom. But next to that is the USB-C port, which I was pretty stoked to see. The back of the device sports a new fingerprint reader and power button combo, replacing the power/volume cluster we've seen from the past several generations. And now the volume button has been moved to the left side of the device. And all I can say about the fingerprint reader performance is that it's okay. Certainly not the fastest or the most accurate fingerprint reader I've tested, but certainly not the worst either. And I do like that, like the Nexus 6P, all you have to do is place your finger on it to unlock instead of having to actually press the button, which is kind of cool. And on the right side is the SIM card/micro SD card tray, which is apparently expandable up to 2 terabytes. So I've mentioned in many of my videos that I prefer AMOLED displays on my mobile devices, but man, the 5.3-inch Quad HD IPS LCD display on the G5 is gorgeous. Everything looks really crisp, colors are actually very accurate, and blacks are surprisingly deep for an LCD display. I'm impressed. So we're getting Android 6.0 Marshmallow right out the box, well, 6.0.1 to be exact, with LG's new LG UX 5.0. It does look pretty similar to the previous version, but with a few new bells and whistles like Smart Doctor to help optimize your phone's performance and battery life, and the ability to easily reinstall recently uninstalled apps without having to jump into the Play Store, for example. Now, one of the big changes that a lot of people weren't too pleased with was the removal of the app drawer. But a lot of big tech sites and other reviewers haven't really mentioned that you can actually get it back by just jumping into the home screen settings and then selecting the home and app drawer option, though that option's been left out of my review unit. I can still get it back by selecting the easy home option if I wanted to. And with a new Snapdragon 820 CPU and 4 gigs of RAM having an orgy with Android Marshmallow, performance is snappy with no visible lag or stutters that I've experienced so far, though a few months of usage should tell a different story. And gaming performance has been great, with the back of the phone only heating up just a tad bit more than the Galaxy S7, but still hardly noticeable. Okay, now let's touch base on the modularity aspect of the G5. So okay, I think it's really cool and love that LG did something totally different than any other major OEM, but